Good morning. Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to Rosalwa. Here we are about vulnerability, acceptance and hope. Karibuni sana. Thank you so much for coming back. If it is your first time here, please take some time and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please remember to follow us on Instagram. We are Rose Salwa, and on Facebook at Rose Salwa. Please like our page. Do not send us friend request because we are already full, but we have a page. Please go to our page and like that page, and that way you will be able to follow our conversation. Anyway, anytime you get to watch this video, please remember that we really appreciate you, all of you that have been with us here from the very beginning. Asanteni sana. We really appreciate your support and for always being part of Rosalwa. And today, allow me to share with us a very simple, we are going to have a certain conversation that I think it is simple said, but done can be very difficult. But we are going to talk about motherhood. Of course, we are talking about motherhood. When it is Saturday, it's things motherhood. But always remember that every Monday we have a segment on homemaking here at Rosalwa, and also every Tuesday and Thursday we have content lined up for you every other day. So karibu sana, and let's get into the video. So guys, I want us to discuss something that has caught that it's a mistake that I made, and then from that mistake I learned something. Okay. Also, those of you that follow me here know that a part of Rose Salwa know that I have 4 children, and these 4 children, of course, I have a 13-year-old, I have who is turning 14, I have a 4-year-old, and I have a less than 2-year-old, 1 year 11 months, and then I have a almost 2 months old. Yes, almost 2 months old. You know that. So so we and do I want to talk about, yes, balancing attention between among the children. Balancing attention. Friends, if we get this concept right, then we are going to reduce sibling rivalry. Sibling rivalry is when one child feels less loved or not wanted among the siblings. That's why they fight. Why siblings fight is when they begin to feel like one is more loved or one is more wanted than the other. That is my thinking. I don't know, I have not researched, but that's what I think. Why? Because I have observed this. I have just observed this among families. I have observed this in my own family. I have observed this with my own children. So I think that is the root. The root cause of sibling rivalry is when one child feels they are more favored than another. So how do you balance attention as a parent to ensure that your children, all of them, feel loved the same way? And I know some people have said you cannot love your children the same way. Personally, I think I love my children the same way, all of them. I love them equally. The only difference is I express that love differently because they are different human beings. They don't look alike. They have different interests. They have different personalities. So their way of receiving love is quite different. Yes, I love them equally. I don't love one more than the other. But how I show that love to one is different from how I show it to the other based on their personality. Okay? So how do I balance that attention? How do we balance that attention to ensure that our children do not feel less loved than others? So one of the how I made a mistake, let me begin from there, is when my second born was born, because the age gap between my first born and second born is 9 years, you guys, 9 years. All attention went to the second born. All attention went to the second born. So every gift was bought, clothes were bought, new clothes for the second born, diapers for the second born, as in everything was about second born. I didn't realize that was a mistake until I realized that my first born had become more detached. He started being more detached from us. And I was wondering why that is happening, but thank God that my God actually gave me expressive children. My children express themselves. So this one time our firstborn called us and said that he feels that everything, all attention has gone to our second born, and he does not appreciate that. He doesn't know how he's supposed to feel. He feels left out. So when we asked him to explain, he said, you see, all new clothes are bought, they are bought for every visitor who comes to visit. They are coming to visit. Every food we cook, we are cooking because of. Every new soap we buy, we are buying because of. Every diapers, everything we buy, every new thing we buy, we're buying because of him. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then I realized, I asked him, but you don't wear diapers, but you have clothes. This one has just been born without clothes, so they need to be bought new clothes. He said, I understand, but mom, how would you feel if you have been the only child for the last 9 years and then boom, somebody else comes into your life and everything else changes. Everything is about them. They have a new bed, they have what, and everything is about them. Wow. Wow, it was a wake-up call for me like that. Then I realized I actually left out my child long time ago. So when I began now the process, we actually began the process of bringing him on board so that he feels that he is not left out. But when I conceived my third born, the one we lost, I began to let them know that there's a baby in mommy's tummy. Immediately from month 1, immediately I realized I was pregnant. We began to tell them, and then we lost that one, and then we conceived again. And so when we conceived that one, we also went through the journey, letting them know. So one is go through the journey with them. Let these other children know there's a baby in mommy's tummy that is coming. They will ask all sorts of questions. Please don't come home, don't have a big tummy. They're thinking you have just eaten too much, and then you come home with a child and tell them I bought them from the supermarket. Don't lie to children. Don't lie to them. Otherwise, they will begin to treat this child like a teddy bear, and the child is not a teddy bear. You know, they will not accept this is my sibling. Okay, so we walk the journey with them, introduce them, let them know there's a baby in mommy's stomach and this is my sister. Immediately you know the gender. Let them know whether it's a boy or a girl, so that they begin also to be part of the journey. Let them know that when this baby comes, they will need this. They will need clothes, they will need diapers, they will need all those things. So that is what I have done, and it has helped me a lot. So even when I'm going to buy clothes, I carry them, all of them. Those of you that know me know that I move with my children everywhere I go. I am always carrying them. Everything I do with them. In the supermarket, I am always with my children. Okay, because I want them to be part of my life. I want them to be part of each other's life. So as we buy clothes, we buy with the older one. Tell them, so we want to buy, this baby is going to be born and they will not have clothes, so can we select together? And then we will select clothes together, and so on and so forth. So that's number one. What is the other thing that I rewrote here? Yeah, so that is balancing attention. Of course they will fight, like my 2-year-old, my 4-year-old, and the one that is almost 2, they fight a lot on toys. So when they are fighting, always remember, as a mother, you are not their sibling. As a mother or as a parent, you are not their sibling. Don't get into their fight. Don't get into their fight, or don't take sides. Don't say this one is the small one, so you the big one, leave the toy to the small one. Of course, the big one feels like, oh, so you've taken sides with her, or you've taken sides with him. Let them fight. If you have to come in, if the situation needs you, and you have to come in, like take the toy, whatever they are fighting over, take it from both of them. so that don't take it from one and give the other. They will feel like you have taken sides. So take whatever they are fighting over from all of them. So don't take sides. Remember, you are not their sibling. You are not part of their, you are not, you are their parent. They don't share a parent with you. You have your own parent. So don't take sides. And then this one I learned when, of course, I used to feel, I used to take toy from my firstborn. I used to ask him, you don't know this one is a child? You don't know this one as a child? You don't know this one is a child? And then I realized that one was damaging him. He was feeling like, so me, I'm not a child anymore. You know, a child in the sense that I don't belong to you anymore. You don't care about my feelings, and so on and so forth. So that's what he used to feel. And then I realized I was making one huge mistake. So how I balance that attention is that way. If they are fighting over, of course I ask them to share as soon as possible. Let them share, learn to share. And at the point when they do not want to share, I take away the thing, whatever they are fighting over. It's a toy, it's a phone, it's a remote, whatever they are fighting over, I take it from them. Another thing is, do not always think that the young one is the, do not think that the young one is the innocent one. The temptation is when you are bigger child and the younger child are fighting, and the younger child starts crying, you will pick fight with the bigger one and ask them, kwa nini mtoto analia? Why is the baby crying? What did you do to the baby? Yeah, because they look the innocent ones. Sometimes the younger ones are the most stubborn. Let me use this one as an example. So Rashad and Rashon used to fight, and Rashon would come crying, mommy, 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 mommy. So I will leave the room and go spank Rashad, because I'm thinking it's Rashad who is making Rashon to cry. But then, as I continued to observe their fight, I decided, no, I think I'm being unfair, because Rashad, after I spanked him, he would cry for long and actually be very annoyed and go to sleep. And then I decided to talk to him and get to understand. So the next fight, one of the fights I talked to him and asked him. Then I realized it's actually Rashon who is disturbing him. And then when he realized that he cannot win, he starts crying and comes to mommy, because he knows that mommy will always be on his side. Okay, so I realized this one is not a good one. So what I did is I usually sit and watch them finish their battle. If I have to come in, of course, as I said, is to pick whatever they are fighting over and let them be. And then another problem I found myself into is Rashon would report Rashad, and then probably a fighting over a toy, and then I will pick it from Rashad, and then Rashon would come beat me. Or Rashad will report Rashid and say Rashid has done blah blah, and then I would scold Rashid or beat him up, and then Rashad will come to me and say, leave my brother alone, leave my brother alone. And then I realized, okay, I don't want to be part of this drama. So balancing the attention is very tricky. It's easier said than done, of course. It's easier said than done, but with time I have learned, one of the greatest sibling rivalry begins when they are still young. When the things we do to them, how we talk to them, how we instill discipline, how we instill values, they get to learn from that. So I hope you've learned a thing or two from this video. Thank you so much for being part of Rose Salwa YouTube channel. God bless you. Until next time, us here at Rose Salwa is bye-bye.